Okay, now we are in Chapter 2. We're going to work on Pause and Practice 2-1. In Chapter 2, you're going to be doing more stuff with formulas, so it's very important that you watch these videos and pay attention to what I tell you, because otherwise you're going to be making mistakes and getting lost. So the first thing that we do in this project is open the PLR Sales and Expenses file, PLR Sales and Expenses. All right, and then save it as Pause and Practice 2-1. So, file, save as. And I have my completed lessons folder. So, E2-1, and it saves as an Excel workbook. Okay, click in cell B7, B7, type the equal sign, so that lets the program know that you're going to be typing a formula. Then we select B5, and then a plus sign, and B6, and then enter. All right, and that gives us the sum of B5 and B6. Okay, then we copy that formula. So we go back to B7 and go to the lower corner. We're going to drag it all the way to G7. So all the way over here to G7. It fills them all in. Okay, so next thing we do, create and copy the mortgage expense formula using absolute cell references. So I'm going to show you a slide about absolute cell references because it's very, very important that you understand them. Here's the slide about absolute values. It's very important. It might not make sense right now, but in the future it will. This is something you just need to basically memorize, and it will, as you use it, it will make more sense. So this is on page 83 in your book. Absolute values are the fixed location of a cell referenced in a formula or dialog box. They do not change when copied. That's why they are absolute. They have a dollar sign around both the column and row references. For instance, B4 would become $B, $4. And let's see, also on page 103, use absolute values if you will be copying the formula to another location and referencing a cell that must remain constant. This is very important. I can't say that enough, because if you don't do it, then you will not end up with the correct values in your formulas. So we're back in Pause and Practice 2-1, and we're going to have our first experience with absolute cell references. So number 4, create and copy the mortgage expense formula using absolute cell references. So we select B10, and type the formula to determine mortgage expenses. So it's equals K4 times B7. K4 times B7. And you can see that up here as well in the formula bar. Now we're going to click, let's see, it says click to the left of the K column reference, so that would be right here in the formula bar, and type a dollar sign. Okay, and then click to the left of the 4 rows row reference and type another dollar sign. Okay, so now we have absolute reference K4 times B7, and K4 is right here, and it is the percent. Okay, so no matter what, no matter where you are typing a formula, that is always going to be 17%. Okay. All right, so, and you can check, your formula should read equals $K, $4 times B7. And if it does, that means you have it right. So click enter, and then we're going to go back there to B10 and drag that all the way across to G10. Go, whoops, as you go, it fills in those. All right, now you're going to create and copy expense formulas using multiplication and absolute cell references. So, you have to type in the formulas that are in the table, and then you're going to use the fill handle to copy those formulas. Okay, another way that you can create absolute cell references is if we look at this, it just says K7 times B7, and the K7 is supposed to be an absolute cell reference. So all you have to do is highlight it and then press the F4 key, and it will make it absolute reference. You can see it adds the dollar signs in there. Now the only thing is that doesn't always work for some reason. So just make sure that it has worked, and if it doesn't, then you can always type in the dollar signs. Okay, so now we have everything entered, and in B14 is the sum of B10 to B13, and then what we're going to do is use the fill handle, so we go B11 through B14, and use the fill handle to drag all those formulas across to G14. So all the way there. And they're all filled in, and click to deselect them. Then we're going to create and copy a net income formula with a 3D reference, multiple operators, and apply the mathematical order of precedence. So click on B16 here and type equals parentheses B5 plus. All right, then we're going to select cell B6, which is here, and that inserts that, and then do the close parentheses. Okay. Then we type a minus sign, select cell B14, and type another minus sign, and then click on the Cass Lake Tax sheet tab and select B5 and press enter. And it takes us back over to the Location 1 Cass Lake worksheet, and it completes the formula. So if you click on B16, it shows you B5 plus B6 minus B14 minus the Cass Lake Tax B5. All right, and then we're going to drag that across as well. So click on the fill handle and drag it over to G16. Everything's filled in. All right, now we want to review our formula. So select B16, click on Show Formulas. So we go to Formulas, Formula Auditing, Show Formulas. And then trace precedence right here, trace precedence. So it shows you that there's a cell reference on another worksheet. So it shows you this, and then over here it shows you that there's another worksheet involved. All right, then you can click on Remove Arrows, and then click Show Formulas, and that will take you back to the normal view. All right, and then you're gonna copy and paste an existing formula without the formatting. So click on H6 here, and use the fill handle to copy the formula to H7 to H16. So all the way down H7, all the way down to H16. And then click the autofill options arrow button. And select fill without formatting so that it won't overwrite existing cell formulas. So the autofill options. All right, the autofill options, just click down here on the arrow and choose fill without formatting right there. All right, and then you're supposed to delete unnecessary formulas in cells H8, H9, and H15. And that's all you do with this one. So then you just save it and you can close the workbook.